This is Casual Babble.
Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, BC Babbles, and this is, of course, another episode of Casual Babble. Now, over the past couple of weeks, we were on a bit of a sabbatical, just trying to get certain things together because there are a lot of objects that are in flux with me right now. And what I mean by that is that I'm trying to really elevate the show and make it something that will really bring to you what you deserve to get out of a show like this, right? But I've also been contemplating whether or not I have been superbly overbooking myself. Maybe you're in a similar headspace. Let me talk a little bit about what I'm all doing, because it's a lot, right? So currently I'm trying to balance 3 volunteer positions, non-paid, volunteering because I can, because I want to be involved kind of positions. So the first one, and this is based out of school right now. So for those of you who don't know, I'm currently pursuing my master's degree in digital marketing from Full Sail. And a few months ago, one of our professors reached out and said, hey, there's an opportunity out here. There is a Florida-based company called Bahama Burger. They are a rice-based meat alternative burger, and they're looking for some help. And I pitched them the idea of grabbing a few students from our current degree programs and seeing if I can assemble some kind of small social media team. That's what my professor said. So he reached out. I saw the position on like a little job board they have, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Let's hop on. So I'm coordinating with like 3 other students, and granted, we have not had a meeting in a while, but I'm overseeing the LinkedIn aspect because our ultimate goal is to get their name out there, because they look like a really, really good protein alternative for those of you who are venturing into the vegan, vegetarian space. And of course, those of you who are coming to grips with the idea of, being a carnivore, but not liking the process, right? So on the LinkedIn side, my focus is trying to get the attention of different, distribution companies, food services, because ultimately we want to get them a distribution deal and, get them launched. So I'm doing that. And granted, that doesn't take up a lot of time. But then my second volunteer position is I am currently working with a more local nonprofit here in Charlotte, and I am on their communications committee, but I'm also now the co-chair of the communications committee. And that definitely has a fair amount of work attached to it for sure. And again, this is all volunteer, so it's not paid, right? And then my third volunteer position is I'm currently on the global steering committee for a nonprofit called the Hashi Awards. They are an organization under their parent organization, Social Media Club LA, or Social Media Club Global. So I'm currently on the applications team, also doing marketing stuff, because I'm trying to also get myself out there as a voiceover artist, marketing professional. So I'm doing these 3 volunteer things that are honestly not my primary work. I have a tiny part-time job that's kind of in jeopardy because the company's not in a really good state right now. But that's only taking up at most 20 hours a week. And then I'm also doing some voiceover work, and then I have school again. And so all these things together, I'm like, you know what? This is a lot going on. And then, of course, there's the show. Casual Babble is finally off a sabbatical, and I want to really bring it to the next level. And so recently, to do that, I joined Podmatch, which is a really great host and guest networking platform. I learned about it a little while ago through a contact on LinkedIn. His name is Alex Sanfilippo. I always butcher his name. Alex Sanfilippo. And he created Podmatch. And so far, it's really, really good. I've gotten a lot of matches. I have a lot of discovery calls lined up for the show. And that's also good because that means this week, and actually this episode, in a little bit here, I will be premiering a brand new segment called Entrepreneur Spotlight, where you will get to see and hear segments of interviews that I've had with some of these really, really cool innovators thus far. So this week, we will be hearing segments from my conversation with Lisa Franz. She's an incredible nutrition and health entrepreneur who has traveled the world, who has learned a lot about herself and whatnot, but we'll hold that off for a second. I don't want to do that too much yet because we're not quite there yet for this episode. But you will be seeing her and hearing from her this week. So the way that the Entrepreneur Spotlight will work is that I will have had one interview with the person, and since I'm doing 3 episodes a week, you will have that person as the weekly themed spotlight for those 3 episodes for this week. So this week will be Lisa Franz. We'll get into her a little bit more in a little bit. But yeah, so I'm doing all these things right now, and I'm trying to figure out if, this was a smart idea. Am I overloading myself? I want to be involved. I like to volunteer. I've been volunteering for a couple of years now, but I'm realizing, as much as I love all the volunteer work and being involved, because most of it's not paid, it's like, maybe it's not the best, load to have for work. So I'm trying to figure out, and granted, also announcements, because my only part-time job at the moment is kind of in jeopardy. I am currently promoting myself as a marketing specializing virtual assistant. So if you are an influencer, entrepreneur, small business owner, or even have a business that's like in second stage looking to scale, but you need someone to help you handle your marketing, please reach out and I will send you over a pamphlet for my marketing virtual assistant services, and we can hop on a discovery call and go over what that all entails. So, but yeah, all that aside, a lot going on, trying to figure out the best way to optimize my time, making sure that everything I'm currently in the pot to give attention to is receiving the attention it deserves, because I don't want to let anyone down. I definitely don't want to let my volunteer work down, especially for that small company in Florida. And please look them up. If you are a vegan vegetarian who is looking for a new item, or would like to see a new item available in your favorite markets or grocery stores, or even available as an item on your favorite vegan vegetarian restaurants, check out Bahama Burger at bahamaburger.com. There's a lot of incredible applications for this meat protein alternative. I hate that word, alternative. And I would really want to help get them some distribution to help them get out there, because I think they really deserve a good chance. So yeah, that's been on my mind recently. So let's move on from there and hop into some business news. And of course, this will be via the Morning Brew newsletter, not sponsored, but Morning Brew. I love to talk to you. This is one of my favorite all-time newsletters to be subscribed to outside of my own. So let's look at some markets year to date. Let's see what's happening with different markets here. NASDAQ is currently up 8.21%. We have S&P up 7.06%. Dow up 4.23%. 10-year down 14.1 BPS, and Bitcoin up 27.88%. Congrats to Bitcoin. Now, if you are an Indeed user, they just announced this thing here through the Morning Brew newsletter. There will be a great virtual workshop webinar coming up September 10th to 11th. It's called Indeed Future Works. HR leaders can come together virtually to explore how to do just that. Retaining the best and most human parts of hiring while using the newest technology to tap into top talent more quickly can feel like walking a tightrope. No need to get tripped up though. At the Indeed Future Works on September 10th through 11th, HR leaders can come together virtually to explore how to do just that. Enjoy 2 jam-packed days of inspiring sessions from the hiring and workplace experts leading the charge, all live streamed from New Orleans, LA. I did not know there was a New Orleans, LA. That's confusing. Really? Okay. Oh, I'm stupid. So this lets you know that I haven't had a lot of coffee today. Actually, I had no coffee today. So it's New Orleans, Louisiana, but they put LA there. And so I thought LA was LA, not the abbreviation for Louisiana. I should have had coffee before hopping onto this recording. Anyway, so that's happening September 10th through 11th. If you're an HR person looking for the best insights on how to really find and tap into the best top talent out there, while also utilizing today's newest and most optimizing technology, check out the Indeed FutureWorks virtual workshop on September 10th through the 11th. Registration is also free, by the way. Good Lord. That was crazy. Now, I will say this, there's a lot going into, being hired through Indeed, right? And things that I've learned in the past couple of years that I think need to be at the forefront. Like, it's great for HR people to learn about how to utilize and leverage new technology to find the best talent. But here's my other thing. What's not being talked about, and this is kind of a segue, but it's really important because it does affect you, is that no one's talking about, or at least not nearly enough, about how a lot of employers are leveraging certain systems and programs, AI included, that will kick out certain candidates for jobs, not because they're not good enough. They might even be the best possible pick of the litter, but because they are not implementing certain special keywords or phrases in their resumes or CVs. But here's the thing. No one's telling us about these special phrases or keywords that we need to be implementing into our CVs. We have no clue that's a thing. If I would have known that, shoot, I would have tossed my resume and those keywords into ChatGPT a long time ago and have it produce me like the best possible resume there is, so that any and every person I applied to would make sure that I'm at the top of the stack, right? But we've got no idea what that is. So yeah, I think this is cool. Provide HR leaders with the chance to, figure out how to work their side of it the best. But how about you teach the rest of us who are in the job market what we should be saying in our CVs and resumes, or our portfolios even, because I've got my own, I'm sure you've got your own, what verbiage or special keywords should be in there so that we all have a fair chance. I mean, if you're knocking out so many people just because they're not using certain special words, and which says nothing to their capabilities or how good they would be at the job, not only is it not fair to those job seekers who've got no idea that they're not doing this special thing, but also it's not fair to the job or the company implementing these technologies because they're missing out on some good, talented people, right? So let's work on fixing that. Make it make sense for me. Thank you so much. All right, checking out some new stuff. They did mention here, new phone who dis. This could be you if you snag T-Mobile's best deal on iPhone 16 Pro. How good is the deal? You tell us. With the limited one-time on-us offer, you'll get a new phone and keep your old phone. They'll even pay it off for you up to $800 per line. So if you're an Apple person, check that out. Again, this is all coming from the Morning Brew newsletter released, I believe, this morning, July 21st, 5:37 a.m. At least that's when it was provided to me. So yeah, some interesting stuff from the Morning Brew this morning to help get you going for the day. And we'll have this morning's Morning Brew in our next episode tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. Let's see here. To-do list. Life hack. Quit lugging stuff around. Use a granny cart instead. What is this about? Interested. Granny cart. It's an item it's literally a granny cart from Amazon. Amazon Basics foldable shopping utility cart with 360-degree wheels, easy assembly, black extra large for $51.16 on Amazon. So yeah, if you're the kind of person who wants to bring their own cart to every form of grocery or shopping, that is your option for you. Let's see here. Procrastinate. You can sign up for a random cat video to be delivered to you with the perfect song accompaniment through a website called procrastinator.com. So if you want a little random fun there. There it is for you. And then let's see here. Loan Sweet Loan, saving up for a down payment. This might help. See if you qualify for a 1% down payment loan with mortgage matchup. Connect with an expert. So if you're looking for that, there you go. But let's move on. So, like I said, I recently had a conversation with an incredible entrepreneur by the name of Lisa Franz, and we talked about really a lot, to be very, very honest. But she's an incredible individual to listen to. We talked a whole lot about the nutrition and health world, how she went to aim to establish herself as a female nutrition specialist in a world that is saturated with so many people. I swear to God, my Instagram feed, every third person, same thing on TikTok, is some dude pushing some kind of fitness and wellness program. That's also partially or in big part because I love me a good thirst trap, but it is very saturated out there. So we talked a little bit about how she aimed to establish herself as a female nutrition specialist in the industry. So check this out. Our first entrepreneur spotlight with Lisa Franz. What was your approach to deciding, okay, how is Lisa going to establish herself within this, again, kind of saturated industry?
That's such a great question, BC, especially like at this time in the industry. And I am so fortunate and thankful that I got into it like before the big boom and before the pandemic as well. So like, 2018, 2019 full time then. That was like literally enough time for me to ease into it. And when the pandemic then hit, I had so many people reach out like, oh, I too want to want to go online. How did you become a digital nomad? Like I heard that from so many people, and I was like, whoa. Number one, I don't think the majority of people would actually enjoy a nomading lifestyle. Like it looks cool on paper, it sounds cool, but it's not always bubbles and unicorns and rainbows.
Right.
Like I would say that actually like it requires almost even more self-discipline because I literally have a beach in front of me and I still need to get my work done. And that's actually a mistake that I made in the early months of my entrepreneurship, where I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll go surfing and then take a yoga class and do my work later in the day. And then after a few months, I was like, number one, the work I'm producing is just way lower quality than if I actually work at more productive hour because I'm more of an early bird. Number two, I'm not going to be able to grow my business. And number three, many of the people around me actually had to go back to their home country because they were running out of money and were sort of like failed entrepreneurs. So you do learn, or you do need to get into the habit of like setting your own times when to work and not just trusting like, oh, I feel like doing this right now. I feel like doing that right now. If you want to be successful, that's not going to be a good strategy for you.
Right.
So I'd had all this learning basically before the pandemic even hit. I think that was very, very fortunate. And then given the industry that I'm in with fitness and nutrition, actually we had a big, I almost want to call it a boom, 2021, or so like 2020 and 2021, because I think like many people realized, okay, I've got money burning in my pocket that I can't spend on travel, etc. Now is a good time to really focus on me. I can't eat out anyway. I can't do anything else. Like you either had the one extreme where people just completely let go and gained more weight and neglected any kind of physical activity, and then other people that really utilized that time in terms of their own health. And so I profited from that side, and that was also when and why I then was able to start my own business.
The world's biggest video game tourneys. Ooh, Morning Brew, is that a typo? Video game tourneys. That might be a pun I don't get. Is that a pun? Tourneys. The word journeys, but with a T instead of a J. Questions. Okay. Grandmasters are about to rub shoulders with gamers at the Esports World Cup in Saudi Arabia, where world number one Magnus Carlsen already got a fist bump from Post Malone during the opening ceremony. Was not aware that Post Malone was a chess fan, but now we know. Chess is debuting at EWC later this month. 16 players will compete for a $1.5 million prize pool, a sum that's become par for the course in International Pro Chess, which historically hasn't minted many millionaires. Okay. Little delve into the chess world. If you're a chess person, go check that out. The article, I think, leads to, let's double check. Does it go anywhere? It leads to the morningbrew.com stories. So if you are not a fan of Morning Brew, you're not going to know where to find this. So go to check out morningbrew.com, learn more. And a lot more about chess here. Let's see here. Yeah, it is all about chess today. Wow, how about that? Let's check out this day's to-do list. Let's see. Here are our favorite non-chess games, from solo puzzles to party games. This link will take you to an article from the Morning Brew by Kayla Lopez, my bad. Number of different games here that are non-chess, but favorites of the Morning Brew crew. Love that rhyming there. Yeah, it's all about chess. Let's move on to a different edition because that's not what I was hoping for this morning. Oh, in the meantime, let's see here. Actually, aside from that, so yeah, let's focus a little bit on the show here real quick. So, of course, if you've been with me for a while, firstly, thank you for the patience in me trying to figure all this stuff out. For those of you who are newer, this show was initially launched in 2020 on January 1st. I know, lovely timing. And then I actually relaunched it in 2022. And things have been a lot more consistent. We had a bit of a bump in 2024, and now we're back off sabbatical in 2025. Continuing with our first season, this is episode 47, if I recall correctly. I'm currently recording, so I'm thinking off the top of my head. But yes, so that is what we're doing today, getting these out and about. And yeah, but yeah, I want this show to become something that you as an entrepreneur, business owner, innovative thinker, growth-minded person can go to and find really that creme de la creme business news, landscape information. What does it look like to do this? I would also love to make the show based off of questions you have. So if any of you have any questions or want me to target certain topics you'd like to learn more about, please feel free to reach out to me via whatever platform you're listening to this show on. Go to my website, casualbabble.com. Go to my Linktree /BC Babbles or Casual Babble. I think there's one for both myself and for the podcast. I'm double checking real quick. And there is. So yeah, feel free to reach out. Actually, go to I'm going to add a link for that. But check it out. You know, if there's anything you'd like me to hit, if there's another element you think will be really good for the show, please let me know. I want to make this the show that is for you. That is my aim. That is my dream for this show. And if I can do that, that would be amazing. Before we close out to this episode, here is one more segment with Lisa Franz. We talked about AI. AI is a huge topic right now for really every single industry, but we talked about how AI can influence, people trying to find quick and easy answers to nutrition and health. So check this out. I think this is a really important thing to consider when it comes to one's health and trying to find yourself in a better, healthier state. So check out what Lisa and I discussed for this particular topic, AI versus health network. We'll be right back. Yeah, I feel that so deeply right now. And currently I'm pursuing my master's in digital marketing. And we're talking so much about the implementation of AI and how that is convincing a lot of people that it's somehow the end-all be-all solution, and outside of marketing as well, in the health and wellness area too. And what I keep trying to remind people is that, look, yeah, it does spit out information pretty quickly, and you can even ask it to take on a certain role so that it's focused on a particular niche or a particular industry. But there's still a lot of human nuance that it does not know how to convey yet. So sure, you'll get a lot of dietary information supposedly, but unless, again, you have someone providing you that accountability, which AI will not do, or unless you have someone helping you to look at what was given and kind of really rehash it and really kind of work it into a more proper set, you don't really know if what you're truly getting is quality. Right?
Yeah, no, that's so true. And like to your point of the of AI with marketing, I think it transfers over to like content creation as well because yes, we
Hmm.
can use it or I do use it, let's just say for my own podcast, I use AI as well to help me create a description below on
Sure.
YouTube and
Yeah.
whatever, like that sort of stuff. But I have also, like, have never used AI to help me write a newsletter, maybe give me some prompts if I'm stuck on ideas or
Sure.
even captions on Instagram. There's nothing wrong with using AI, but I do think, to your point, I think people note also if it doesn't sound authentic and they note if it's not really your words even
Hmm.
if not at first instance on a deeper level like there's some sort of
Yeah.
energy that's being carried from you just speaking your own truth and I do think that
Yeah.
the right people will notice that.
And welcome back to the show. From that segment, that was Lisa Franz. We're discussing AI's implementation on the health and fitness industry. As you can see, it's definitely going to be something we will have to revisit because AI is still such a huge, surging topic in so many industries, and we can't just, have it there and be done with it, right? So that's going to bring us to the end of our show today. Thank you again for joining in. We are coming at you 3 times a week, Tuesday through Thursday. The new format now is business news, but also our entrepreneur highlight. We will have one every single week. That one entrepreneur will be showcased for all 3 episodes. So this week is Lisa Franz, and the next week will be something brand new for you. In the meantime, be sure to like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Follow us if you're on a streaming platform. Comment, that will really help out the channel and the show and help us to bring you more awesome content, more awesome insights for you, the entrepreneur. And in the meantime, we will see you on the next episode. Have a good day.